Welcome back to Kryptolytix, giving a fresh take on crypto analytics. And this is your crypto recap, where I cover some of the things going on in the crypto space. Now, I'll cover more ecosystem updates and stuff like that in future videos, but I'm going to talk about SLERF. Now, this thing is insane. This, to me, probably has put in a Pico top for the Memecoin season, I would say. And this is not the last Memecoin season. Obviously, I think a lot of these memes will probably put in new all-time highs when sentiment shifts back to being quite bullish. But for now, I feel like this marked the Pico top for the Memecoin season on Solana. But again, like, this is a very interesting story, and I've been following this a lot. I've listened to most of the spaces, not all of them to their entirety, but I've been following this because I just think this is fascinating. I don't buy pre-sales for meme coins. I just get in at some point when I see that they're not rugs. So, you know, I don't make crazy gains like what a lot of these other people do, where they're posting like $1 million profits and stuff like that. I'm just not that interested. I would prefer to wait until something drops, see how it goes, and then I get in and sort of I have my trade entries and exits for a lot of these things. But SLERF is a wild story. So this is actually something that, like, when I first saw this, I was like, this is pretty bad. Like, this is pretty bad. But at first, and then the more I followed this, I realized that this is probably going to cement itself as potentially a titan in the meme coins of Solana. So it's like, you know, if you think about them as like a culture coin, then there's a very strange culture that's sort of built behind this. So SLERF, you've probably heard about this. You know, I've been posting about it since the start of it. So, you know, like, if you follow me on X, then you've probably seen this. I think a lot of other channels have spoken about this in brief, but I'm going to go into detail here. So here's the elevator pitch, if you will. So it's a meme coin. It raised 53k SOL in a pre-sale on Solana. The dev burnt all raised SOL along with the LP and airdrop tokens. And there's no way to mint new tokens. The mint authority was revoked. Now, I don't have this on this list, but he actually put in 1,000 SOL, 1,050 SOL into this, the pre-sale, just to, I guess, show like kind of interest in it, I guess, if you will. But he actually pulled out 1,000 of the 1,050 before he did all this. So that does look pretty dodgy. And he even said this, he called himself out. He's like, I know this looks really dodgy, but I really didn't, that wasn't the intention. So, I mean, he lost 50 SOL on it. A lot of people are looking at chain analysis and saying, oh, he like pulled it all out. No, well, he still lost 50 SOL on it. So, but then he also put money into it when he released the coin and then sold it at some point and made probably a pretty decent profit. So he still managed to make some money from it. But at the same time, that doesn't matter because this is not something you do intentionally. Because a lot of people, like, there's people out there who are saying it's a psyop, right? They're like, oh, this is like a marketing gimmick, a marketing ploy to get more attention and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, well, it definitely has worked if that's so, but I really don't think anyone would do this, because I'll show you shortly why, like, this would be a terrible idea to do intentionally, right? This is not something you do intentionally. Like, especially he's been holding spaces and all that sort of stuff after he did this. So the coin still hit a $500 million market cap after all of this stuff went down, and a 1.5 billion in trading volume in just 3 hours of TG. Okay, that's just when I posted this. It hit 3 billion in 24-hour trading volume. It surpassed the entire Ethereum chain's trading volume in 24 hours. Like, it's official. We're degens, come on. So that is the first space that he held, had about 210,000 listeners, which is crazy. Like, that's probably a record as well. And actively at any one point, I think it topped out at like 10 or 20,000 or something like that. But at least at any point, about 210k listened to that first space. And the community of the market rallied despite the setback. So I feel like, you know, at least from a philosophical perspective, this kind of emerges as a potential comeback story and a cautionary tale. So I guess this, to me, this represents an often overlooked aspect of meme coin culture, you know, because people get so invested in the frenzy of like all the money that they could make, and they kind of forget that this kind of stuff can happen. So, I mean, this is like kind of the premise and the sort of elevator pitch. And the meme has also become, oh fuck. that's the meme. But yeah, again, at the point of this post, it was over 2 billion in daily trading volume on Radium, sending it over Uniswap's daily trading volume. So all the centralized exchanges still listed it, which I was quite surprised by. Not only that, but a bunch of exchanges, including 4B. So Justin Sun got onto one of the spaces and said that all of the trading volume or the fees from trading on this particular ticker will go into the donation address. So he set up an LBank donation address where people can donate to the fund, so to speak, to make people whole. And it'll be in USDC and SOL. People are saying, oh, like, if that's just going to be in the SLERF token, then that means selling pressure will come back onto the market. Well, no, it'll be repaid in SOL most likely, or USDC. I think just Sol, because I don't think the LBank Solana wallet supports USDC, so it'll be paid back in Sol to the users. And so there won't be selling pressure from that. The thing about this is there is a good chance at this stage that maybe the users will be made whole, because even Meow from Jupiter jumped on and said that this one time, and this is something that he said in a very long post, so I'm going to TLDR it, this one time he's going to help and donate, you know, I think it was like $100,000 to the fund to try and make users whole. Now, this is from fees generated on Jupiter. So this is basically just a bunch of fees that will collected on the protocol will be put back into this this fund. And he did say that I don't want to condone this as a thing, because you know how it works in crypto. Like, something does well, and then there's 50 copies afterwards, right? So that's the concern, is that maybe a whole bunch of people will copy this and do this to more people as like a marketing ploy in the future. This is not something to copy. This literally is not something to copy. But again, this has kind of cemented itself as a really interesting cultural landmark, if you will, in the evolution or the story of Memecoin or culture coins on Solana. And it's this sloth, right? That's the sloth. So it's actually animated as well when you look at it in your wallet. But the other thing as well, and why you don't and why you wouldn't do this intentionally, is have a look right here. The SEC has literally said that they're developing a specialized team to target illegal ICO pre-sales after a dev burns $10 million in customer funds. So this is literally on the SEC website. So yeah, don't think you would do this intentionally. Like, why would you do this intentionally? I just don't get it. People, because again, as I said, there's people saying this is a psyop. This was like a marketing ploy. No, look at this. Like, I don't know where this guy lives, but if he's in America, which he's got an American accent, well, he might be in a lot of trouble. And just in general, in terms of these pre-sales, you know, ZachXBT was curious to see how much SOL was raised in these pre-sales. And recently, more than 655,000 SOL was raised from 27 pre-sales. Look at this. Like, I don't even recognize any of these. Not that I follow new meme coins. The only ones that I've been following is this, and I guess Moo in terms of the new ones. And then for me, I'm a boomer and I follow Wen and Bonk and Pepe and all that sort of stuff. And Whiff. Those are the ones that I follow, which are almost boomer coins at this point, because you've got new meme coins all the time. But there's SLERF SOL there, 54,000 SOL. And that's not even the highest one. Look at this one. Decadante? What the hell is that? 169,982 SOL. Absolutely insane. I don't even have a token address here. Anyway, this is just crazy. So here's the LBank. They are custodials of the donation address, because he's like, well, I don't want people to think that I just rugged this thing. I mean, he's been putting spaces on constantly. So there's that. But LBank is hosting the donation wallet. And a lot of people are actually gathering around it to this, and, you know, they want to sort of help this out, because, I mean, this would put a bit of a black spot, I would say, in the meme coin market. Not that that matters. I mean, people should be throwing money more at legitimate projects, not at meme coins, but meme coins is where you can make an obscene amount of money, and it appeals to sort of the gambling mentality of a lot of people. But I mean, the way I see this thing now is this is one of the most decentralized meme coins in existence now, because the LP's been burnt, like the airdrop token's been burnt. There's no sell pressure from that, right? The only sell pressure you'll get now is from people who have bought the token after it launched. And this guy doesn't even have any anymore, right? And maybe he does, but I'm not really sure. But this thing's being plastered everywhere. It's on exchanges all over the place, even BitMEX. The exchange had that massive wick to 8.9K on Bitcoin. I don't like BitMEX, to be honest. But anyway, it's everywhere. So here are the list so far of the major entities who are trying to help make this pre-sale whole, right? So the pre-salers, or the participants in the pre-sale whole. So you've got HTX Global, which is Huobi, which is Justin Sun. He was literally on the call. KuCoin, Jupiter, LBank, WunderTrading, BitGet, and Hawkside. So, I mean, that's pretty impressive, right? That's a pretty big band of people coming together. Now, I think with KuCoin, Huobi, for example, and maybe even LBank, for them, it's probably a way to get more users, right? So this is good publicity for them, I suppose, because all they're going to do is donate the fee revenue from trading that coin specifically to their fund. And when Jupiter came in, I think that people were like, well, you don't really need that kind of bad publicity on you, to be honest, because you're not trying to attract new users. You know, you're within the ecosystem. So there was like, there's been a bit of drama there as well. And that's when Meow came out with that big, long post essentially about it. And I'll show you the post. So it was pretty long-winded as per Meow's standard operating procedure. But yeah, essentially it was just going to a great level of detail as to why this is a one-off thing, and that this is not something that, you know, they are supporting. You know, so no one should do this after the fact. But again, this was just had to be cleared up because there was a bit of backlash, I suppose, when Meow announced that he would be supporting this the recovery of funds for these users. And this is Cozy's take on it anyway. So SLERF dev is literally anyway, mentally disabled. It fits the SLERF character perfectly. I mean, it's sloth, right? So that's kind of why, you know, kind of makes sense from a meme perspective. He's part of the meme. He is the meme. Yesterday, I was also in the Twitter Spaces as well. Some random guy gave almost a lecture for around 15 minutes non-stop. His reply was, "Good take," and then was silent. SLERF to billions. Yeah, so I mean, like it or hate it, this thing I think I really do think that, especially if people are made whole from this, I think this SLERF has now cemented itself as like a culture coin. Because as I said, like, it's a cautionary tale. It's more than just like a meme at this point. Like, he is the meme. But it's one of these things where this sort of stuff can be the beginning of like something quite big. And I think this for all of this stuff, I mean, this meme coin has now been plastered all over so many people's feeds. There's a lot of people talking about it. All these different exchanges and stuff are, you know, they're still listed. It's one of these things now where I think this has become one of the titans, if you will, I suppose. One of the sort of key pivotal culture coins within the Solana ecosystem. So I think that's why it's kind of here to stay. It's a very interesting story. I'm not telling anyone to buy this thing. I mean, I did buy a little bit because I'm like, if I got skin in the game, maybe I'll follow it a bit more closely. Bought it around 45 cents. Yeah, probably it could still go to zero like anything else. But yeah, I just think it's a really interesting story, to be honest. And I guess I'm here for it. This was one of the devs for the Bozo Collective. So if you're familiar with the Bozo Collective, not Bozo Hybrid, but Bozo Collective it's like a meme coin, if you will, and NFT collection on Solana. So that's why Bozo spiked up with the drop of this coin as well, because it was pretty well hyped, and why it took a massive dive. It did a Burj Khalifa. There you go, there's your Burj Khalifa. You know what that is? That's the tallest building in the world in Dubai. Yeah, there you go. So that was the drop of the SLERF coin, and then it did this immediately afterwards. So yeah, anyway. So if you're following SLERF for whatever reason, you can follow this too, because this will probably move along with the SLERF coin. I think it's just pretty crazy. This thing's still put in an all-time high. So it still did this even after all that craziness, and then it retraced pretty aggressively, and then it put in an all-time high here. So I mean, that's crazy. I mean, the whole market's pulling back, right? So I don't know what you can expect for this, you know, in the not too distant future, but at least, you know, in the short term, it's actually doesn't look that bad in terms of price action. So arguably, this is one of the most decentralized meme coins right now. It's a weird culture coin. Anyway, like, if you're interested in this, then yeah, I am too, I suppose, and that's why I'm following it. But anyway, I think that's probably enough for this, and that's probably it for the video. So if you like the video, then please give the video a like, subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this, and check me out on X if you want to see what I'm seeing within the crypto space in real time. And leave a comment down below and let me know what you thought of today's video. So might be a little bit until my next video since I'm traveling around Asia at the moment, but if I see anything, I'll be posting on X, and I'll try and make another video at some point in the not too distant future. But anyway, until then, keep safe out there. This is Kryptolytix signing out. Have a good one.